Your brain made a decision before you did. Not a theory, not a metaphor, a measured event inside a laboratory. And the scientist who proved it spent decades arguing it didn't mean what everyone feared it meant. Because if this experiment is right, your feeling of choosing arrives late. Not sometimes, every time. There are 3 things I'm going to show you. The first will make you question your choices. The second will make you question your memory of making them. The third will make you question who exactly has been speaking as you. Hold that, because we're going to need it. The scientist was Benjamin Libet. The experiment was almost offensively simple. Sit in a chair, watch a clock hand spin, flick your wrist whenever you feel like it. He measured 2 things: the moment the brain began preparing the movement and the moment the person consciously decided to move. Everyone assumed conscious decision came first. That's how it feels. That's how it has always felt. Wrong. The brain began preparing the movement up to a full second before the person felt themselves decide. Count to 1 in your head. That's how long your brain was already ahead of you. And this happened so consistently that nobody could ignore it. The brain moves, the self catches up. Feel what that means right now. Not in a lab, not in theory. Something inside you is already running decisions before the part of you that feels like you has any idea they're happening, arriving late to your own life, before you even noticed. Hold the question from the beginning. Are you still sure you chose to be here? Libet knew what he'd done, so he tried to save you. He called it the veto. Even if the brain starts a decision before you're conscious of it, he argued, there's still a window, a fraction of a second, where you can refuse it. Not choose it, just refuse it. Think of your brain as a system that writes and seals your decisions like emails. 1 second before you're allowed to read them, you didn't write the email, but you have a delete button. That's free will, according to Libet. For a moment, it looked like free will survived. Then someone pointed out the problem. The delete button is also a brain process. It also fires before you consciously trigger it. You can't choose to veto any more freely than you chose the original decision. The meeting ended before you entered the room. But that isn't the strange part. The strange part is what your brain does immediately after every decision it runs without you. There was a patient. His brain had been surgically split, the 2 hemispheres separated. A doctor flashed a command to only his right hemisphere. Stand up. He stood up. Then the doctor asked him why. His left hemisphere, the verbal side, the side that talks, the side producing this understanding right now, had no idea what had happened. It didn't say that. It said, I felt like stretching my legs. Confident, no hesitation, completely believed it. He didn't discover the explanation, he experienced it. The brain hates a blank space where a reason should be, so it fills one, instantly, automatically. A story told quickly enough feels indistinguishable from intention. Neuroscientists call this confabulation. The frightening part isn't that the story is false, it's that the storyteller believes it. Your brain does this after every decision it runs slightly ahead of you. You don't receive information, you receive an explanation, assembled after the event, delivered as memory. You do not remember making choices. You remember inheriting explanations. And because the explanation feels true, you never question its timing. Let's slow down. Here's what we actually know. First, your brain decides before you do. Second, your only safety net, the veto, is itself a brain process you didn't choose. Third, what you call memory of intention is a story assembled after the fact and delivered as real. Now, what exactly is left for you to do? That question is not rhetorical. It's what the next section answers. And the answer is the one I've been building toward the entire time. Hold that. Not neuroscience now, you specifically. Think about who you believe you are, the promises you've made, the regrets you carry, the person you think you decided to become. Some of those decisions still make you proud. Some still keep you awake at night. Here's the question you should have been asking the whole time. Who made them? Every single one. Every memory of deliberating, every reason you gave yourself, every moment you felt yourself decide who to be was assembled after the event by a system that was never there for the original decision. You didn't choose your values. Your brain assembled them. The narrator handed you a memory of choosing. You didn't reason your way to your identity. Your brain built it first. The explanation came second and called itself a choice. Maybe identity isn't the driver. Maybe it's the receipt. This is why change is harder than it should be. Not because you lack willpower, because the narrator believes its own story, and the story keeps producing the same person. Remember the delete button. It doesn't just operate on daily decisions, it operates on you. And here's the part nobody says out loud. You are not the decision maker. You are the story the decision maker tells about itself. The implications of that became serious enough to appear in real courtrooms, but I'm more interested in what it means for the room you're in right now. Stop, because this is the idea everything else was building toward. There is no bigger claim in this video than the next sentence. If this is wrong, almost everything I told you falls apart. If it's right, almost everything you believe about yourself changes. The narrator isn't describing your decisions, it's generating them. The story your brain builds about who you are, your identity, your values, your memory of past choices, that story becomes the input for the decision it makes slightly before your next conscious moment. You don't act and then explain, you explain, and the explanation becomes what happens next. Late, automatic, real. You are the program that thinks it's the programmer. Consciousness may not be the author. It may be the autobiography. Which means you are not powerless. The story matters, more than Libet ever realized. He was asking whether the narrator could stop a decision. The real question is whether the narrator is writing the person who makes them. And the answer is yes. But not the part of you that thinks it's doing the writing. Think about what that actually is. A story that edits itself, one version behind, constructing the author as it goes. The strangest thing about consciousness is not that it exists, it's that it insists it came first. Libet spent his final years searching for the irreducible contribution of conscious experience, the thing the narrator actually does that nothing else could. He didn't find it. He said he believed it was there. That belief, in the end, was not based on data. You will leave this and make decisions. You will feel them arriving. You will have reasons. The intention will feel like it came first. All of it completely real. All of it one version behind. And knowing this will not change it, because the knowing goes into the narrator, and the narrator runs slightly ahead of you. Remember the question I asked you to hold? You still haven't answered it. If every choice was already made before you arrived to feel it, if the story of who you are was assembled by a process that never consulted you, who exactly has been speaking as you this whole time? You still feel like you know. You still feel completely, unmistakably yourself. The feeling of control might be perfectly real and perfectly late. Your certainty survived every argument against it. Ask yourself why.